for Limestone Build episode number 2. And I'm gonna be building a SubKick, which I want to use for recording the kick drum, or drum kit. I think people also use them for recording bass cabinets and guitar cabinets, although I haven't really read much about that, but I've heard or read on a forum somewhere some people do that. I don't know about that, but I'm gonna be showing you a comparison of a kit, like a basic drum mix of a kit with a SubKick, and without a SubKick. And yeah, will allow you to see what the difference is. So roll the intro.
Hi, my name is Barry Limestone. I hereby welcome you to my YouTube channel. Enjoy the video.
So to build this tom drum, I obviously need some parts, which I've laid out in front of me right here on the table for you to see. The most important thing, the main thing you'll need, is a speaker cone, driver thing, whatever. I'm using a 10-inch speaker I bought on Amazon. It was really cheap, like £12. It doesn't sound great. I haven't tested it, but I'm sure it doesn't. However, a SubKick you just use to kind of capture that low oomphy, like puh sound, as far as I know anyway, from what I've been reading, of the kick drum. So as long as it's a speaker that can move with the air, with the kick drum, with the vibrations when you place it in front of the skin of the kick, any speaker will probably do. So if it doesn't sound good at all, I guess we'll find out in the end when I actually try to use it. But yeah, that's what I'm using for the speaker. So the other thing you need is a mic stand, and some people just literally just zip tie the speaker to a mic stand and then just solder a microphone cable to it, which, you know, I could do, but I wanted to look nice. So what I did, I got an old tom drum, got it off eBay. I paid £10 for it. It's a really shit quality shell, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't have to sound good. Its only purpose is to hold the extra speaker and to make it look nice. So it's really satisfying that a little desktop mic stand actually fits inside like the mounting hole thing you usually use to mount it to your actual drum kit. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I've got this grill, which I'm gonna put in front of the speakers to protect it, and also to look cool. And I've got this mesh hat, which I'll put here on the back to close it off. The only thing I don't have here right now currently is the XLR socket thing, which I'm gonna mount in here in this air hole, which is usually, like most times have them, these little holes, like so when you hit it the air goes out or something, or sound, I don't even know what it's for, but it doesn't matter. But that thing will arrive later in the post. The only thing I really need to do is to put the speaker inside this tom drum. I hope I can use the actual rims of the tom to secure them, although I might need like longer bolts because it's pretty thick, like the edge of the speaker and the like grill, but we'll see. And then I just need to solder a microphone cable to the plus and minus of the speaker. That's really it, and then you plug it straight into your mixer or your audio interface. It is possible the signal's a bit too hot depending on the speaker you're using. In that case I will need the DI box, but I've got a DI box, so but that's, you know, it's not something I need to worry about now. We'll see if that's a problem or not. So yeah, I guess I'll get going on the build right now. So as I was trying to put the speaker in, which I was hoping to do using these rims, I discovered that these rims, whatever they're called, I'm not a drummer, so don't blame me if I don't use the correct terminology. I found out that these are too big, so the speaker is actually falling through the actual hoop thing I'm holding right now, which it came with, because that's, you know, most toms have at least one or two of these on each side. To solve that problem, I decided to use these random brackets I had lying around, and I used those alongside some zip ties, whatever they're called, some people call them tie wraps, whatever, to basically pull the speaker in, so there's tension on these, and I looped them around this like metal bits of the speaker, so now they're holding the speaker in place. The other alternative was drilling holes in the sides and using the holes here, but that would have been messy and they don't line up, like they're mostly on the outside, so it would have been a bit shit looking, so that's why I opted to do it this way. It's a bit weird looking, but you can't tell once the cover is on, so yeah. I'll update you in the next step. Is now also secured. What I did is I used some washers and a few bigger bolts to basically hold it up, so it locks it in between the lower and the higher bolts. And because like I said, it's bigger than the actual tom, because normally a skin kind of sticks out on the sides. So, but yeah, anyway, it's held up now, and that gives it a nice look, because it just looks as if it's holding the actual speaker in place, even though it's not. So I guess the next step is to do the wiring and put the other skin on. So I found what I was looking for. It's this XLR plate socket thingy, which I want to put in this hole here, which was there before, as I mentioned. I already took the metal ringy bit out. It's just too small at the moment, so I'm going to have to drill it out with a drill bit that's bigger to make it fit. So I'm gonna do that now, and yeah, I'm gonna put it in then and then solder the cables on the inside.
Let's do it.
So the hole is done. It is not the tiniest hole, but it doesn't really matter, because as I said earlier, once this is in, you can't actually tell it's there. So yeah, let's screw that in, and then let's open up the back and do the soldering, and then it's pretty much done, which is crazy, because it's not that much work, but that's just what it is. So I'll show you what it looks like once I've finished it. It is done. I just finished it. I put the I put the mesh head back on the back. Back on the back. I like that. That's back 2 times in one sentence. But yeah, I put it back on the back. I wouldn't recommend using a real normal. This is a real drum head, but a normal drum head, considering it might resonate with the kit that's being played whilst you're using this to record the kick. And that will leave you with unwanted, sounds on some of your mics, or even on this. I'm not sure if it could pick up that kind of frequency, but we'll see. But yeah, anyway, that's why I used the mesh head. I kind of went through this already earlier, like you saw how I made it. It's quite simple, really. The only thing that might have gone wrong is the wiring, but I don't think so, considering it's actually a very easy thing to wire. It is just a plus and a minus, and I grounded it as well. That's pretty much it. There's one other thing which might be a problem, which is that depending on your speaker and how loud you play your kick and the ohmage of your speaker and all these things, if you plug it into your mixer or audio interface, it might be the case that it's too hot, the signal, and if that is the case, then you need to use some kind of attenuator like a DI box to just make it manageable for your interface. But I think it should be fine considering this is an 8 ohm speaker, and I think that's not high, but I don't really know anything with electronics, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'll try it out tomorrow because it's too late to play drums now, and we'll see what it sounds like. I'll do a little comparison of the kit with and without SubKick, and also I'll do a version with processing and without processing, so then we can kind of get a sense of what this can do, at least in my case what I can do with it, if I can actually make a kit sound better, or if you can make a kit sound better in your garage if you have a similar kind of situation, because I'm recording most of the stuff I record in my garage, although it has been acoustically treated, it's still a garage, so yeah, we'll see what it sounds like. So it's Saturday today, and I can play / record the drums now. I just plugged in the SubKick, which is going to my mixer, and yeah, I'm just gonna show you what it sounds like with and without a with and without the SubKick, and I'll also just solo the SubKick so you can see what it sounds like. Hear what it sounds like just by itself, because I don't really know what to expect. I literally haven't tried it. It's gonna be my first time listening to it. So yeah, let's go.